What is up? Welcome. It's Molly here. You're watching Fox 5 Live today. You can see I am in the basement of our studio here in Washington, D.C., right behind me, all of our stuff. So this is Fox 5 Live. You can always get at me and tweet at us, have a little conversation, tell me what you're interested in, what you saw. Use that hashtag Fox 5 Live. I want to hear what you guys think. We have an interesting show for you guys today, just kind of rolling it with what's happening live around D.C. and around the nation. First of all, beware the Ides of March. That's today. It's March 15th. I'm going to admit I am a huge Latin nerd and classics minor in college, so we learned all about this stuff. I took a ton of Latin. The Ides of March basically signifies the middle of the calendar month, the Roman calendar. So it falls on March 15th. It comes from the Latin word to divide. And obviously, some of you guys might know, it signifies, it stands for, people talk about it in relation with the day that Caesar fell. So he was stabbed by his own comrades and all that stuff in 44 BC. So a little Latin history for you guys. That's what the Ides of March is all about. Yeah. So it's really, really cold out there today. Here's a little shot of the Capitol today. You can see the wind. Look at that cloudy sky. We went through that huge, or not so huge, I guess, snowstorm, winter storm Stella yesterday. Today we have a lot of remnant of just cold weather, tons of ice, freezing on my walk today to get in and out of the station, the metro, and then eventually here. Hopefully we're going to have Mike Thomas in here again to talk a little bit more about the remnant and what that weather is going to bring for us, what's going to happen to the cherry blossoms this season and all that stuff. So a little shot of the Capitol, and here's the White House today. There you go. You can see that remnant snow in the front yard of the White House there, and behind it, surrounding the Washington Monument. So that's kind of a cool look. In a little bit, we're also going to have a couple visitors. It's really exciting. We have Ronica Cleary coming in. She's one of our political reporters. She often covers the White House, which you see right here. Today, I don't believe there is a White House briefing, so she won't be going inside to cover that today, but she's always there on the days that there, or most always there on the days that there is one. But we'll be chatting sort of just the relevant news with Trump and his tax returns and all that stuff that kind of came out overnight. Little shot right here of live. This is Air Force One. It's a little sound in the background there. We're going to get that to you live. Trump is departing today for Detroit. You're looking at a live shot of Air Force Base Andrews, where he departs out of. That is Air Force One, and we're going to bring that to you live. Back to a shot of the White House. Okay, guys, so quickly, I want to bring your attention to this video. Check this out. This is, okay, media were invited to check out this new kind of hotel in Japan. And check this out. So it's robots. It's dinosaurs. They're the receptionists at this hotel. So this was taken just overnight. This is Wednesday in Japan. It's staffed by robots that look like dinosaurs. And there are humans that are available on staff to help maintain it. I thought this was an awesome video. And it's basically called a Hen-na Hotel, which means strange hotel. The first one ever opened in Nagasaki in southern Japan. And it was sort of recognized as the first robot-staffed hotel in the world by Guinness World Book of Records. So this is another one that there's recent footage of. Its main attraction is that there's these robots in every room, these AI, artificial intelligence robots in every room. The rates begin at $122 a night. And the third one of these types of hotels is scheduled to open this summer in central Japan. So this is really cool. What do you guys think about this? I would definitely pay that to check this out. What a cool experience and awesome Instagrammable type of place. I love this footage. There they are at the ribbon cutting in Japan. I think this would be really cool to check out and it sounds kind of reasonable. So I just wanted to roll this. Look at that. That is awesome. Just some little fun news for you guys for something interesting that's happening today. So anyway, that's that. In just a little bit, like I said, we're going to have Ronica come in here and talk a little bit more about Trump. And speaking about that, he is just about to get ready to depart. So I'm going to bring you to that right here. Yeah, check it out. So guys, just a reminder, this is President Trump leaving the White House, getting off of Marine One, or he already left the White House, getting off of Marine One onto Air Force One. In case you haven't ever seen this happen, kind of a cool shot to check it out. All right, guys, taking you out of that, and I'm joined by a very special guest today, Ronica Cleary.
Hi.
Yay, thanks so much for joining.
I'm so excited to be here.
All right, guys, Ronica is one of our political reporters. She often covers the White House, almost always, right?
So recently. It's fairly new, but I've been going there most days.
And so she's always pretty much at the White House for the briefing in the afternoon, which there is none today. Is that right?
No briefing today.
Okay, so I'm so glad to have her in here. Very
too.
special. So we got to talk what happened overnight. I was getting all the breaking sort of news posts about the taxes. Yeah, he released his taxes from 2005.
Well, he didn't release.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's saying he didn't release them.
Okay.
So it was crazy. So the news broke. The MSNBC started sort of teasing that this was coming, and as you remember, it was very controversial. Where's the camera?
There we go.
There we go. This one is the one. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, right. So I'm
see if I can
looking
get her
at you
name
too.
up.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So I want to look at everybody.
Yeah.
And so basically teasing that they had taxes, and it then came out that it was the 2005 tax return, just 2 pages from the federal return. And then Rachel Maddow sat down with the journalist who says that he received these in the mail. And you saw this in the campaign and race as well, where journalists would receive tips and leaks of documents in their mailbox, right? And so this man, who is I believe a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, that's how Rachel introduced him on the broadcast last night, does, I guess, tax reporting. I wasn't familiar with his work, I'll be honest, but he received them. They did confirm with the White House that they are, in fact, Donald Trump's tax returns. I pulled this up before I came in here, though. Part of the statement that they were accurate documents. So that's important to know that. But the White House senior administration official in a statement said, some harsh words. You are desperate for ratings when you are willing to violate the law to push a story about 2 pages of tax returns from over a decade ago. It is totally illegal to steal or publish tax returns. So there is the conversation on whether or not, he's saying he received them in the mail. It's not illegal to receive something in the mail and do a report on it, but it seems that the White House is suggesting that they were obtained in an illegal fashion. So now there's this whole new conversation about them. But in a nutshell, the tax returns show that Trump made a lot of money in 2005, and Trump paid a lot of taxes in 2005. So the reaction is that many people say this looks good for Donald Trump. That actually, it shows that he's paying his taxes, making lots of money, and
he's even paying more than the average person. Is that what it was? Like the percentage was higher than. Because when you're in a certain wealth bracket, et cetera, it looked good.
It looked good for Donald Trump. It really did. So, now this morning, Donald Trump tweeted out that the way the journalist is saying that he received the tweets, I think you have it here.
Yeah.
Does anybody really believe that a reporter who nobody ever heard of once went to his mailbox and found my tax returns?
He's saying it's okay.
So he's saying the story. I read that tweet too quickly this morning when I first posted it. He is not. He's agreeing that the return is factual, that those 2 pages are real.
Okay.
He is saying that the story of how the returns were obtained is fake. And I don't know if we'll ever find out, but if you take the journalist at his word, he's saying they came in the mail. And that is something that happens. That is not an unheard of thing for journalists with certain experiences or certain publications to receive tips and leaks in the mail. So it's not unreasonable to believe that did happen, but Donald Trump is saying that story is not true.
Okay, yeah. So do we, because it's 10 years old, right? Or do we anticipate more of this coming out? Is it important for us to know? That's our Fox Box, guys.
Oh, yes.
Getting the alerts. Don't worry about it.
I remember when I first got here, and I would hear that, I said, well, who is that? What's going on? But they're actually very helpful. So that's a good question. That's an interesting question. So the taxes look good for Donald Trump. That there's conversation, would he release more? There's also the fact that it is not illegal to release your tax returns if you are under audit, which has been a claim that Donald Trump has made, that because he's under audit, he can't release his returns. Now that one set is out, should he release more? I don't know what's going to happen. And there's no briefing today. So it's not like we can ask these questions. Whenever there's big news, you want to be able to ask questions immediately. But
Will this be?
We'll be there tomorrow.
Right. I was going to say, will this be? I mean, this will be the top thing people are talking about to Sean Spicer
Well,
tomorrow.
Donald Trump's budget is coming out tomorrow. So
Okay.
now there'll be 2 topics. You know, he usually takes questions for about an hour, which is a long time.
Yeah.
But maybe the questions won't be able to get as in-depth because you'll have people wanting to talk about the budget. He's going to Michigan today. He has
Right.
a campaign event tonight. I mean, there is so much going on today. This is the opposite of a slow news day, 1,000%. And so I don't know. The briefing tomorrow will certainly cover this, but
Yeah.
there are so many things going on. The questions won't be probably as in depth or as many because it's not today. And
There's
that's-
other stuff that will overshadow
Yeah,
at that
exactly.
time. So Hillary brought this up during the campaign. I mean, not to belabor this whole thing, but like, is this even news now? Do you think it's news? I mean, that was kind of the question resounding in the newsroom this morning. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's sort of unheard of. Certainly in recent history, it is expected that a candidate will release their taxes.
Yeah.
And I think that people would like to see them. And I think that it shows you learn a lot about an individual and their financial holdings. And, it matters. It does matter. But yeah, he won the race and he didn't do it. And so does it matter now? I don't know. But I
Right.
did hear rumblings and talk of trying to make it so that candidates in the future must release returns. So if something like that were to happen before the next election, would then he have to? I don't know. Hillary Clinton released all of her returns. I mean, for decades, I think. I mean, so I don't know if it matters or if it's news. Certainly, it might be different if there was a bigger smoking gun in the 2 pages, but it is only 2 pages.
know.
And like I said, many people are just kind of saying it was a lot of hype over something that didn't really show us anything bad, if you will, and arguably made the president look like a really rich man who paid a lot of taxes, which is a good thing. I mean, you'd want to find good things. He's our president, and you would want to see that. So, we'll have to see. But I always ask the viewers at the end of my hits to let us know what you think.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
let us know what you think about the taxes, and you could tweet us. You tweet Molly or
Yeah.
myself, and weigh
Please
in.
do.
Does it matter to you? Is this something that now you feel like just a little glimmer of something that you really want to know
Right.
more of? And it would be nice if you would just release them and put the issue behind. And I did see one report or something about with tax day coming, there's going to be this. I think it was in Rachel Maddow's opening monologue last night about a group sort of protesting on tax day that we still haven't seen his tax returns and that sort of thing. So it's not going away.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. Well, let's switch gears a little bit. Veronica, since you're not at the White House briefing today, what are you talking about later today in the show? Can you tease that a little bit, or what are you working on?
Okay, so we were just talking.
Yeah, you have some
We
good
were
notes.
just talking a little bit about the new executive order with the temporary travel ban. It is starting, I believe it's tonight at midnight, I think. And so there is a court hearing right now in Maryland related to it. The ACLU is there, and we are going to check it out. We're going to actually head over to the court and see a little bit more. But I mean, I literally just walked in.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
we'll see what happens. But we're
That's
also
great.
going to do in our 5 at 6:30 show, we're going to go to a bar or a restaurant or someplace and talk to some people and get some live reaction to some of these top stories of the day. And also this Snoop Dogg story about
Yeah,
the
we have this tweet on that.
Do you have the tweet
Well,
on that?
Just a tweet, but you want to tell us a little more about it? Or?
Yeah, I guess in a new music video, Snoop Dogg, I think everyone in the video, from what I remember, from what I read about it, everyone in the video is dressed as a clown or something, or a clown dressed as something else. I don't know. I haven't seen the video.
Yeah.
But there's a clown dressed as Donald Trump, and Snoop Dogg takes a gun and shoots it at him. And so Speaker Ryan was asked about this, Marco Rubio was asked about this, and now Donald Trump is weighing in on this and, saying that the reaction would be much stronger if it had been done to President Obama. So that might be the question. We might talk to people about that tonight at 6:30. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to talk about, but there are so many topics, and my day starts at 11, so I kind of just got here, but I'm so glad to check in, and that's what we're doing. Look how cool this looks. We're going to take a picture of this of this Fox 5
It's cool
Live.
looking, huh?
It looks awesome, and I can't wait to go. I'll go watch it on YouTube.
And normally, guys, my chyrons are being kind of weird today. You can see these in the lower third, but there you go. There's our Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Fox5DC. That's what we use, that handle. Fox 5 Live is our hashtag, so you can always get at me, get at us with that.
Yeah,
I want to
please
see what you
do.
guys have to say. And we'll always be kind of looking at that. But anyway, it was great to chat with Ronica
Thank
here.
you
Thanks
for
for giving
having
your
me in here.
time.
So I guess I just leave mid-show.
Yeah, she just kind of
Oh
rolls
my
out.
goodness,
We'll
this
flash
is
it back to the White
crazy,
House.
But it was great to talk to you guys.
Yeah, thanks again,
Have
Ronica.
a great day.
She'll
Find me
wave
on
back.
Twitter. See you. Ronica Cleary on Twitter. In case you
There
didn't
she
know.
is. She's at Ronica Cleary. You can see a lot of her political posts and stuff. So, yeah, thanks. We'll take that mic.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Ronica.
Thanks, Molly.
So just a little drop by Ronica Cleary. We're happy to have her there today. So guys, tell us what you think. What do you think about all of that? Is that important to you? Is that news? Remember, there's our hashtag. There's our handle. Get at us on Twitter. Let's bring you back to a shot of the White House where normally Ronica would be covering today, but you heard all about what she will be talking potentially about later tonight in the show. And with that, we're going to bring you over to something else. Let's see. That is happening right now. We have an event, a live event at the Justice Department that is happening very soon in a couple of minutes. I'm going to get you more information on that and give you a live picture of that in just a moment. So guys, just to give you a little bit of background, and if you are just joining us, welcome. You're watching Fox 5 Live. You are seeing live pictures of the Department of Justice. This is going to be an event with the Department of Justice National Security Division and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of California, holding a press conference at the Department of Justice here in Washington, D.C. Again, more details on that, more info as we get it, and as it begins, we'll bring that to you. And guys, while we're waiting on this, I'm actually going to switch so you get to see actually something that is going on right now on the Hill. The House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence chairman and the ranking member is holding a press conference to discuss the committee's Russia investigation that is ongoing right now. We're going to bring you live pictures. Here we go.
Not ideal, and obviously we have to leave our notes behind. But at the end of the day, what we hope to do, obviously, is when the investigation is finished, is compile a report, and having the information that we go through indexed with our comments will be very important in terms of putting that report together. So this will be resolved. Hopefully what the chairman and I are saying today will help nudge the agency along in making it happen.
Has the FBI actually confirmed that there's an investigation ongoing into Russia and the Trump campaign?
Well, look, we're not going to get into what the FBI tells us or doesn't tell us, as the ranking member said earlier. But as you can imagine, this committee's has a long track record of trying to shine the light on the Russian government and their activities. We, as the House Intelligence Committee, have long had an investigation into Russian activities, especially cyber activities. That continues. And clearly, I think the concerns we've raised over just cyber attacks alone, we would hope that many throughout the IC are conducting investigations into the Russians and their ongoing bad activity around the globe.
So, do you have any evidence that there were contacts between the Trump campaign and Russians? That's the question we've been asking you every time.
Yeah, I don't have any evidence of that, and we're not going to get into. I mean, this gets to the whole issue of incidental collection. Who else was talking to the Russian ambassador? This is a slippery slope. So I think you just need to let the appropriate agencies get us the information in a timely manner, which I agree with the ranking member on. The more that they stall, the more they make it more complicated for us, the slower the investigation goes, and the more time it takes to answer your questions.
And I do want to say on that question, because Director Clapper was asked a similar question. I cannot answer that question in the same way, certainly with the same categorical nature of the response. I don't share that summary conclusion, and that's about all I can say on that subject.
Have you been able to get access to those ODN line?
Go ahead.
Have you been able to get access to those computers in past investigations? I mean, is this something you would typically get stalled out on, or is this kind of an unprecedented?
Well, this is a little unprecedented in terms of, the whole committee now has access to all the members on the Intelligence Committee have access to what are called the Gang of Eight source documents. We now have investigators out there. Many members from my side and the ranking member's side have been out there. And the challenge we're having now is that we need to be able to catalog all of this in a simple way. If not, it's going to take us longer to get through it if we have to do it all by hand.
Chairman, quick question. You said that several crimes have been committed here, but it's not illegal to unmask a name if it deals with an investigation having to deal with national security, right? So I wanted you to expound on that. And secondly, Congressman Schiff, you said that the FBI hadn't been cooperating, and then you said that they had started cooperating. What has occurred in between those two statements?
As it relates to crimes that have been committed, I am quite confident that it is illegal to leak FISA collected names of Americans.
And guys, it looks like this Justice Department event has started. So let's bring you out of this on Capitol Hill and bring you over to the Justice Department.
I'm Mary McCord. I'm the Acting Assistant Attorney General for the National Security Division at the Department of Justice. And with me today is FBI Executive Assistant Director Paula Bate, U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of California, Brian Stretch, and Office of International Affairs Director Vaughn Airy. We're here to announce a major law enforcement action related to one of the largest data breaches in U.S. history. Today, we are announcing the indictment of 4 individuals responsible for the 2014 hack into the network of email provider Yahoo, the theft of information about at least 500 million Yahoo accounts, and the use of that information to obtain the contents of accounts at Yahoo and other email providers. The defendants include 2 officers of the Russian Federal Security Service, an intelligence and law enforcement agency of the Russian Federation, and 2 criminal hackers with whom they conspired to accomplish these intrusions. Dmitry Dokuchayev and Igor Sushchin, both FSB officers, protected, directed, facilitated, and paid criminal hackers to collect information through computer intrusions in the United States and elsewhere. They worked with co-conspirators Alexei Belan and Karim Baratov to hack into the computers of American companies providing email and internet-related services, to maintain unauthorized access to those computers, and to steal information, including information about individual users and the private contents of their accounts. The defendants targeted Yahoo accounts of Russian and U.S. government officials, including cybersecurity, diplomatic, and military personnel. They also targeted Russian journalists, numerous employees of other providers whose networks the conspirators sought to exploit, and employees of financial services and other commercial entities. Belan has been indicted twice before in the United States for 3 e-commerce companies that victimize millions of customers, and he has been one of the FBI's most wanted cyber criminals for more than 3 years. Belan's notorious criminal conduct and a pending Interpol red notice did not stop at the FSB officers who, instead of detaining him, used him to break into Yahoo's networks. Meanwhile, Belan used his relationship with the 2 FSB officers and his access to Yahoo to commit additional crimes to line his own pockets with money. Specifically, Belan used his access to Yahoo to search for and steal financial information such as gift card and credit card numbers from users' email accounts. He also gained access to more than 30 million Yahoo accounts whose contacts he then stole to facilitate an email scam. With these charges, the Department of Justice is continuing to send the powerful message that we will not allow individuals, groups, nation-states, or a combination of them to compromise the privacy of our citizens, the economic interests of our companies, or the security of our country. For those who may not be familiar with the FSB, it is an intelligence and law enforcement agency and a successor to the Soviet Union's KGB. The FSB unit that the defendants worked for, the Center for Information Security, also known as Center 18, is also the FBI's point of contact in Moscow for cybercrime matters. The involvement and direction of FSB officers with law enforcement responsibilities makes this conduct that much more egregious. There are no free passes for foreign state-sponsored criminal behavior. Through the work of the National Security Division, the FBI, the United States Attorney's offices around the country, we continue to pursue national security cyber threats using all available tools to investigate malicious activity and attribute it to the country, agency, and even the individuals involved. When possible and supported by the evidence, we intend to charge those individuals and bring them to justice. As I wrap up, I am also pleased to announce that a 4th co-conspirator charged in the indictment, Karim Baratov, was arrested just yesterday in Canada on a U.S. government provisional arrest warrant. I'd like to thank all of those who worked diligently to bring the investigation to this point, including the men and women of the National Security Division, the FBI, and the U.S. Attorney's Office.
All right, guys, so some serious indictments there going on in the Justice Department. We got to switch gears, though. I have to bring you this story. Did you guys see this? Okay, this is from our website. This is from our site. Totally changing gears. You cannot make this stuff up, guys. Pornhub plows Boston, NYC streets for free during the East Coast snowstorm yesterday. So we had this article. This picture is from our site. And we also posted it on our Facebook page. If you check that out, there are some hilarious comments. I will just leave it at that. Read the comments for a little laugh. One of them from John Payne. He said, "What a time to live in when Pornhub is doing public services and putting other organizations to shame. They got to step up their game to keep up now with Pornhub." So, and more in that same in that same genre, obviously, that are not necessarily safe for digital consumption right now for me to speak on air, but you got to check this out. Pretty interesting. They do that all for free, and in Boston and New York. So getting a little press out there for them. Taking you back, guys. There's a live shot of the White House in the snow. It's kind of deceiving out there. It's cloudy. It is freezing right now. It was so cold this morning. I'm hoping to get our own weatherman Mike in here. I'm not sure if he's available, but just to chat sort of the just what's going to happen with the snow and the ice and what's happening today. I know there was a 2-hour delay today for DC public schools. Government is back as normal today with having had delays yesterday. But yeah, that's that. Bringing you guys now a quick shot of the cherry blossoms in DC. So that's the question: is this gonna all affect them, or have they not budded or bloomed yet? Are they gonna be totally dead, or are we gonna see a massive bloom that we see every year, even after this big cold front? Hopefully, this doesn't affect it too badly. But we'll have more experts speak on that. But there's some cool nighttime pictures of the cherry blossoms there.
Demonstrates our total and unyielding commitment to finding and bringing to justice cyber criminals, no matter where they operate or reside. The criminal hackers in this case used a variety of techniques to access the information they sought, including email spear phishing, downloading malicious files and code onto Yahoo's networks, leasing servers in the U.S. and around the world.
And guys, until we get Mike or somebody in here to talk about that, I'm just going to throw it back to what's happening live around the city and around the country. And right now we have this House Intel Committee that I was telling you about, talking about Russian investigation. And I'm going to bring you back there.
Are you confident that you can complete a full and complete investigation without seeing Mr. Trump's tax returns?
Yes, I am.
Well, I think we ought to look into obviously the full range of active measures the Russians employed. If one of the Russian active measures was the same as what they have done in Europe, and that is financially entangle people as a way of exerting influence over them, then it may be within the scope of our investigation, but I don't think we want to begin with that conclusion.
Does the recent that there's a problem with taking Trump's tweets literally, and how the actual literal implication of this tweet was most certainly wrong? Do you have any communications with anyone in the White House about the problem of this, the problem with when the president tweets something that you know, an ally of the president, say is flat out wrong?
Well, look, we've talked about this here at these press conferences before. I think the president tweeting is a good thing. And there's a fine line between having too many people monitoring what he's saying and no one monitoring what he's saying. But look, he's the president of the United States, and I think him tweeting, I think the American people, for the most part, enjoy it, including all of you in the press. I think people enjoy these tweets, and just hopefully, it would be helpful if they could be a little more focused. But at the end of the day, he's elected and I'm not.
This turns
What
out to be
need for the letter now? Has the Intel community been stonewalling you on any of this? And do you expect the recipients to actually respond by Friday?
Yeah, I would expect, with the seriousness of the with everything as it relates to FISA and the problems that we already had a year ago, dealing with the notification of Congress on people in Congress that were identified, I would hope that they would rapidly get these responses to us. Because look, either it's going to be more evidence that we'll have to continue this investigation on this matter of dealing with FISA, or we'll be able to put that to bed. The faster we can put any FISA problems to bed, the better for the IC and the American people.
And I would join the chairman in what he said earlier, that I'd expect the FBI and the department to fully cooperate. If they don't, I'd be prepared to support the use of compulsory process.
Any more questions?
Chairman, have you seen any evidence that Yahoo was involved at the investigation?
Hold on a second. Let's go over here and then we'll come back.
In your mind, what do you see as the most important question the committee is trying to answer with this investigation? And the same question to Congressman Schiff.
Yeah, I don't see that there's one important question. I think they're all important. Overall, this is great for the work that we've done over many years here on this committee, because finally the American people are awakening to the fact that Putin is creating problems for us and our allies all over the globe. So this is something that I've desperately wanted people to pay attention to. Perhaps if the last administration paid closer attention to what we were saying at the time, the opportunities and the options that Congress gave to the last administration to help the Ukrainians and other countries, if they would have used those and not waited till the end, until after the election to do something, I think would have been very helpful, and we wouldn't have had this outcome.
You know, I think there are really obviously many important questions and many important objectives of the investigation. I guess I would highlight three. First, we need to know the whole range of what the Russians did, because we not only need to protect ourselves in the future, the intelligence community has already concluded they'll do this again, but also we need to do everything we can right now to be helping Europe, which is facing the same kind of information warfare the Russians used here. So identifying everything they did here and helping our allies, I think, is a very important priority. I also think that we need to look at the U.S. government response. How quickly did they respond? Where did they fall down on the job, if they fell down on the job? And how do we improve response in the future? And then finally, you know, I think we know a lot about the Russian hacking and dumping. We know the Russians did it. We know, obviously, some of the platforms they use for the dissemination of this information. I think one question that the country has that is among the most weighty is, were U.S. persons involved? Did they get help? Was there any form of collusion with the campaign? I think the public knows far less on that issue than they do on many of the others, and for that reason, as well as the far-reaching consequences, one way or the other, I think it's very important that our committee get to the bottom of it and, if at all possible, speak with one voice on that important issue.
Regarding
One more question here.
Four Russians were indicted just now by justice regarding this, including two FSB officers, Dmitry Dukachev and Igor Tsushlin. Have you seen any evidence they were involved beyond the Yahoo breach and involved in Russian interference in their election?
No, and I'd hate to comment without actually seeing the indictment and what's taken place over the course of the last few hours.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have anything to add on that as well, except to say that I think these kind of prosecutions are very important, even if we are not able to get custody of the person, just for the message that it sends that we take these forms of...
All right, guys, I want to switch gears a little bit and bring you something that's kind of interesting. Check out this video. 1 second here. Well, I'm just going to prep you really quickly for what it's all about. So, take that out. So yesterday with Winter Storm Stella, as it passed, so did the Harlem Globetrotters. Female star Hoops Green gave a weather report for her family and friends as she went around the nation's capital in the snow, dribbling around the iconic landmarks and stuff. And then she spontaneously joined a snowball fight in Farragut Square. So you got to check out this video. This one is courtesy of the Harlem Globetrotters, bringing that to you right now. Here we go.
The report. Harlem Globetrotters. I'm here in DC. My family keeps asking me what the weather is here. So, you know, I decided to do a little sightseeing and give you guys a report. Thomas Jefferson I'd say about 25-mile-per-hour winds. This can't be good for the cherry blossoms. We're experiencing light flurries here at the national headquarters of the American Red Cross, the official charity of the Harlem Globetrotters. Washington Monument, the dew point is 31 degrees. We're here at the White House where the barometer is steady at a 29.55. We're at the Lincoln Memorial. The report here is out of the slush. We're at the United States Capitol where the sun is going to set at 7:14 p.m. One thing I know for sure is that it's going to be warm at the Eagle Bank Arena and right here at the Verizon Center. Come check us out this weekend. I'm at Farragut Park. I'm about to go crash this snowball fight.
That is pretty cool. That was very impressive. So the Globetrotters are in town preparing for games in DC and Fairfax this weekend. So that's the first time I had seen that video. What did you guys think? It's pretty cool. Love when she spins the ball on her finger. I will admit, I played a little ball growing up and a little JV in high school. And I love basketball. I've always tried to spin it on my finger. So that's cool. I love that she went everywhere. That was a really neat little video that they made for media. All right, guys, Harlem Globetrotters. So here's a shot today. There's the cloudy Capitol right now. You are watching Fox 5 Live in DC. There's our handle and our hashtag. You can use it to get at us. Please do let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to see. We are hoping to have some sort of weatherman in here in a second, whether it be Tucker Barnes or Mike Thomas, just to talk about the remnant snow and ice and what that means for us in DC. Checking in on all that. For now, guys, we'll give you more shots of the cherry blossom. Check this out. All right, guys, and you are watching Fox 5 Live. If you're just joining us, welcome. I'm Molly Nevola here in the basement studio here. You can see this little digital room. We're bringing you live digital news across the nation, across D.C., whatever's happening now. Hoping to be joined by a few visitors coming up. If you were with us earlier, you saw Veronica Cleary, our political reporter, White House reporter. She was talking Trump and his tax return or tax filing and his that information that came out late last night, overnight. So hope you found that interesting. Tell us what you thought about it. Tweet at us. Use that hashtag Fox5Live. There's our handle at Fox5DC. I'm going to go back to a story that I talked about earlier because this was super interesting. I don't know if you guys saw this. Here we go. So check out this video. This is footage of a hotel in Japan that is manned by dinosaur robots. Super cool. It's dinosaur receptionists at this hotel staffed by robots opening in Tokyo. There's already a hotel like this, and the word for it is Hen-na Hotel, which literally means strange hotel. The first one opened in Nagasaki in southern Japan in 2015, and it was recognized by the Guinness World Book of Records. And now, so the cool attraction about this is that there's an AI robot in every room. Check that out. I would totally stay here. I don't know about you guys. It's $122 a night, the room rates begin at. You can see this guy. They're giving footage of what it looks like. That's what it's manned by. It's so interesting. I don't know if it's creepy or if it's cool because you can get everything done there and they help you out. And I don't know. It's just so interesting. To me, it's very beyond the times, but that's very technologically advanced like Japan is. So the third one of this style is scheduled to open this summer in central Japan. But this is just so interesting to me, this video. So hoping to get a little more information on that, or maybe even visit one day if I get to visit out there. But yeah, so that's the ribbon cutting in Tokyo. Those robots, they help you, check guests in. They help clean the lobby, entertain the guests. Really interesting stuff. So human staff, I guess, are also on staff, are available to help maintain it. There's 140 of these robots on site, is what I'm reading. So kind of interesting stuff there. That's so cool. And cherry blossoms, of course, on watch, very much in full effect. We're wondering what's going to happen with them. What happened if you planned your ticket, your little vacay to get to DC to see the cherry blossoms? No one knows what is really going to happen. But possibly our weather guys do. We're going to see if we can get one of them in here to talk about it. The gorgeous shot of the cherry blossoms. There you go, over the tidal basin. And the Jefferson Memorial. All right, guys, and thank you so much for watching. This is Fox 5 Live. Switching gears a little bit now. I don't know if you guys have been following the two eagles that have nested in Southeast DC in Anacostia. They're calling them Liberty and Justice. They're waiting on the baby eaglets to be born. I've been following it a little bit myself, but take a look at some pictures that just came out. And let me find that for you. Here we go. This is from their Instagram, and you can see that there are cracks in one of the eagle's eggs. These are a couple photos lined up, so it's looking at sort of a pan of their whole Instagram. And we're waiting on some video if we can find that to use it. But this is from Anacostia Eagles, Liberty and Justice, their official Instagram. You can find them too at eaglecam.org. That is Liberty and Justice. So this is exciting. It's really cool to see whenever you see an eagle sort of fly over the Potomac or maybe in the Arboretum, where I've heard a lot of them are sometimes seen. But these are the two in Southeast Washington. So super exciting. We'll bring you that video if we can get it. If we end up finding that and having access to it, we will bring you that video of the eagles in DC. What about you guys? Have you ever laid eyes on one in DC? I'm sure a lot of you guys have. They're somewhat prevalent around the Potomac, but let us know. Hashtag at us, Fox 5 Live. You're watching Fox 5 Live here in DC. There's the Capitol today, cloudy skies, super cold out there. Everything seems to be icing over. Be careful out there, guys. And guys, we've been talking a little bit about cherry blossoms throughout the morning, looking for some expert opinion, but we do have a little bit of an update from the National Park Service on the cherry blossoms. So cold temperatures obviously caused damage, that's what we thought, to the advanced stage blossoms. What's happening here is the NPS completed an inspection of the Japanese flowering cherry trees around the tidal basin in the morning after these bitter overnight temperatures. The people examining the trees found a lot of damage in the blossoms that had reached a puffy white stage, which is the 5th of the 6 stages in the bloom cycle. They have taken cuttings of the branches containing the blossoms at earlier stages and will force them open over the next 24 to 48 hours to determine what, if any, damage may have occurred in those blossoms. Because they were so close to peak bloom and are exposed to from the protection of the buds, they're now exposed. They are particularly vulnerable to cold temperatures right now. So in general information about cherry blossoms, they start to have damage when temperatures hit 27 degrees, and Mike Thomas told us that the other day when he was in here. And at 24 degrees, up to 90% of the exposed blossoms can be affected. Temperatures hit that critical number, the 27-degree mark, just before midnight last night, and remain below that level as of 10 a.m. this morning, including a 5-hour stretch below 24 degrees. So pretty low last night. Temperatures are forecast to be in the low 20s again for the next 2 nights. So that is not seemingly a good thing. With temperatures like this after this cold snap, let's see, the peak bloom is now expected to be within that projected March 19 to 22nd window. So again, that's March 19th through the 22nd, that small window. That's when they're expecting peak bloom to actually happen. The number of cherry trees that reach that stage might be reduced because of these cold temperatures. You can see them fluttering in the cold wind there. Let's see, so there are other varieties. So Mike was even saying this, other varieties do better than others. So some are more abundant than others around the Potomac. They bloom later, their buds are protected from the current cold temperatures. So another variety of these, the Kwanzan trees, they're projected to bloom later, mid-April, April 10 through 13. So obviously, good and bad information, I guess, there. We will see that peak bloom happen. Hopefully, a lot of them have survived, but these cold temperatures are seemingly bringing a little bit of doom to some of the blossoms. So we hope that not all of them will sustain that damage, but definitely those cold temperatures, 27 and below, does damage those blossoms. So yeah, not necessarily a great thing. It's a bummer that we saw this cold snap so late because we had that projected time of this week. I was telling Mike, I had one of my good friends is in town this week from Denver. She used to live here, and she was saying, oh, perfect, I'm coming for the peak. But the reality is that is getting pushed out. And so we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see who, planned their vacation right, who's going to hit it on time to see that peak bloom March 19 through 22nd. That's some updated information that we are finding. Now, the festival was scheduled to start today. The website banner was showing that it was today through April 16th. So technically, performances and things are slated to begin today for the festival. But like I said, we will see that peak bloom later, March 19th through 22nd.
Still talking cherry blossom?
Yeah, I have it on loop. Okay, guys.
I heard you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't?
That's what I heard.
Okay, we are joined by Tucker Barnes. Thank God I have a weather guy in here to tell me the truth.
Hi.
Okay, here's that I'm not talking about, that I'm not talking the real knowledge. But yeah, we got cherry blossom. We've been talking about it for the morning. So Tucker, you've been reporting the weather this morning. It's a lot of ice, a lot of cold today. What's the status on that today? It's freezing. My walk here was so cold.
Is that a live shot of the blossoms?
Here's the blossoms. Not a live shot. We had
well, that's
but
what
this was.
morning.
It was in the cold. It was
They look
last
kind of
week.
sad, don't they? Yeah.
They look so sad.
Well, all right. So I don't want to pretend like I'm an expert, but I listened pretty carefully when we talked to the Park Service last week, and here is the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So the blossoms are sensitive to cold when you start to hit 27 degrees.
Right.
Anything at 27 degrees, they'll lose approximately 10% of their blossoms per night.
Mm-hmm.
We've hit 27 2 nights in a row, and then this morning we hit 22 degrees. The next number down after 27 is 24, and at 24 you can lose up to 90% of the blossoms. Did you report all that?
I was just reading that.
So
yeah.
I think the bottom line is they're going to be in big trouble this year. They also said that we have never experienced this where the blossoms have been so far along with this kind of extreme cold, so we're going to have to kind of wait and see.
Mm-hmm. Which is a terrible bummer because it was like 70 in February and now it's 20 in March. But this is Mid-Atlantic.
As the great Sue Palka said last night, she misses February.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Because February was warmer than March.
So crazy.
March is always a tough month around here. All right, now let me say this. One thing I think that might be working in the blossoms' favor.
Yeah.
They're surrounded by water, and water temperatures are warmer this time of year. The basin's very shallow. I don't know the actual temperature, but I suspect it's at least in the 40s. And with the strong breeze that we had around here last night, that might hold up the actual air temperatures real close to the trees right around the basin a little bit and protect them a little bit.
Wow, so much meteorology, interesting science there.
Yeah,
right?
So there's a lot going on. So, I mean, the bottom line is wait and see. Melanie was down there today and she said she saw some damage, but maybe, maybe it won't be complete.
I saw Melanie's info, yeah. So also changing gears, so what happened overnight? We got ice, we have some delays in DC. You've been reporting this on the morning shows, but in general.
All right, well, we had the snow from yesterday and the sleet and the rest of the junk, freezing rain. And then yesterday it got up actually to upper 30s, so everything got kind of soft. And then overnight, hard freeze. Everybody was in the teens and low 20s this morning, and so everything just locks up. black ice everywhere.
Wow. So be careful,
Wind chills
guys.
this morning were near 0. I'm just looking at the American flag there on top of the White House, and it's blowing. And
Yeah.
we've got, unfortunately,
There you go. There's the weather.
a wind advisory in effect until 6 o'clock tonight. So remember yesterday when the winds were howling?
Yes, it was so windy yesterday.
Yeah. We're going to do that again this afternoon.
But freezing.
Look at the
It's
flag
super
there.
cold.
I mean,
I
it's
know.
really flying. So yeah, unfortunately, and wind chills are going to be in the teens all day. So not the nicest day to be out playing.
Yeah.
I'm
Really,
sorry.
really cold.
I know you were looking forward to that doubles tennis match you were going to play this
I
afternoon,
know.
right?
Speaking of, wait, did you do your bracket, by the way?
I was just working on it.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who are you going to take?
I told you I did Villanova, but I might
Oh,
switch it. I
right,
have till
right.
Thursday. And then my Wake Forest Demon Deacons lost last night, guys, so they're not in. So I'm just going to be sad about that.
Yeah, my
But-
school's in the NIT.
Oh, all right. That was us. That was me for like years. So.
Yeah.
Wait, what were you? You were.
I went to Cal Berkeley.
Oh yeah.
We don't do sports
You
well.
strike me as that type of guy.
Berkeley's not really good. We're not good at sports.
But they're good at other things.
Yeah, like engineering
They're good at a lot of things. Oh, they're good.
and law.
Cal.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, sports is not really our thing.
That's
Anyways,
awesome.
I don't know if I was helpful in any way.
Yeah, definitely. We wanted an expert in here. We got him.
Well, I mean,
Thanks.
I'm not necessarily an expert in trees, but I play one
Right.
on TV, so I'll pretend like I am.
Thanks
But
for joining us.
wait. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see, and keep our fingers crossed that they
Yeah.
survived. Here's the good news: some of the trees are running behind the trees that were set to bloom this week, and so
Oh,
they
good.
should be in better shape. Because a lot of questions people ask: is a tree in jeopardy? No, the tree's not going to die. It's just the blooms will die.
Got it.
So they'll still leaf. There'll be green leaves on it. When summer comes around, it'll be green and beautiful, and then in the fall, the leaves will turn and
It's normal.
it'll be normal. It's not that the tree will die. The tree's not sensitive to the cold. It's the blossoms are very sensitive.
And I'm reading, or I just told the viewers too, the peak is now March 19th to 22nd. That's what we're hearing. So
They pushed it back again.
Push
Yeah.
it back again.
Next couple nights will be below freezing, so I don't think they'll get a chance to advance at all. I'm sure they're in retreat mode and protection mode right now.
Does that mean we think, perchance, we're going to see warm weather that week? I mean, that's what they're thinking, right?
No,
Or no, not necessarily.
well, spring starts, I think, Monday, and we're not going to be warm, but we're going to be more spring-like by the weekend. So, I mean, we're in the throes of cold here
Yeah.
right now. If we don't hit 31 degrees, this will be our coldest maximum temperature in Washington history. So
Oh my gosh.
we're 25 degrees below normal. This is not anywhere near normal.
It'll be, okay, so it'll be a record for this date in March.
Yeah.
Correct.
So we'll be more spring-like by the weekend, back in the 50s for daytime highs.
All right.
Not warm, but it'll feel a lot better without the wind and a little bit of
Awesome.
sunshine.
Well, there's our little info on the cherry blossoms. Thanks, Tucker, for
Okay.
joining us.
Anything else you ever need expertise in? I consider
Expert.
myself an expert in a lot of things.
Great. Well, we will use you. Thanks, Tucker.
Most of the crew on the morning show feel differently, though. Thank you.
You can check Tucker out on the morning show. Do you have any more hits? No.
I'm
No,
done
you're
for
done.
the
You're
day.
done. He's done for the day. But you can check him out every morning.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Thanks, guys. You're watching Fox 5 Live. We were just live with Tucker Barnes. So glad he could come in and provide his expertise. So this is Fox 5 Live. There's our hashtag. There's our Twitter handle, Snapchat, Instagram, Fox5DC. Go ahead and connect with us. Tell me what you want to see, what you liked, what you didn't like. My name is Molly Nevola. I'm here, your host, in the basement of our studio. So we were just talking cherry blossoms. And like Tucker said, that shot of the White House, crazy, let's go back to it. There it is. The flag blowing in the wind. I noticed that too yesterday. The flag or the wind was crazy. Can't even walk from Metro to wherever you're going without it being in your face and bundling up as much as you can. But yeah, the wind, pretty freezing. And guys, I don't know if you read about this or if you heard about this, but there was a woman who was stuck in the snowstorm yesterday who was pregnant. She went into labor and she couldn't get to the hospital, couldn't get to where she had to go. We have a reporter working on this. Matt Ackland is going to be on this for tonight's evening show, so don't miss it. It's a really interesting story. The paramedics came to her, delivered the baby. There's more details to it. I'm not even exactly sure. We're going to get more info on it, but it's a really good story, really cute, about a baby being born in the snowstorm. So obviously not as crazy of a disaster or snowstorm as people were thinking, but Winter Storm Stella, you know, it caused people to be stopped up in their houses. So that happened. That will be tonight. Don't miss it tonight on our 5 o'clock show. And yeah, you are watching Fox 5 Live. There's the Capitol today. There's the flag in the wind again. 2 of those flags blowing in the cold wind. Cloudy day. So as Tucker said, we're going to have a few more days of freezing, a few more nights of really cold weather. And guys, speaking of the cold, in case you missed it earlier, I featured this earlier. Harlem Globetrotter Hoops Green gave a little weather report around all the iconic landmarks of the city yesterday. It was a really cool video from the Harlem Globetrotters. I gotta show you this now. Let's see, here we go. Check it out right here.
World famous Harlem Globetrotters. I'm here in DC. My family keeps asking me what the weather is here. So, you know, I decided to do a little sightseeing and give you guys a report. Thomas Jefferson Memorial, 27-degree wind chill. We're at the West Potomac Park. I'd say about 25-mile-per-hour winds. This can't be good for the cherry blossoms. We're experiencing light flurries here at the national headquarters of the American Red Cross, the official charity of the Harlem Globetrotters. Washington Monument, the dew point is 31 degrees. We're here at the White House where the barometer is steady at a 29.55. We're at the Lincoln Memorial. The report here is out of the slush. We're at the United States Capitol where the sun is going to set at 7:14 p.m. One thing I know for sure is that it's going to be warm at the Eagle Bank Arena and right here at the Verizon Center. Come check us out this weekend. I'm at Farragut Park. I'm about to go crash the snowball fight.
And that was cool, right? So that was a neat little video that she put together with her photog and producer, just like going around the, just going around DC and checking out. I don't know how she did it in that cold weather. It was freezing, and it was so freezing today too. But She kind of joined in on that snowball fight. Speaking of snowball fights, the DuPont Circle one didn't happen, I don't think, because there just wasn't enough real powdery snow for it. So anyway, that was our first and I think last snow of the season. I think we're pretty much done talking about it. You're watching Fox 5 Live. There is a shot of the White House right now. See that flag blowing in the wind. It is cold. And guys, if you caught me earlier with Ronica Cleary, we were chatting President Trump and what's going on in the next few days, and there's a lot going on. She said there's so much that the whole tax thing might be overshadowed in some of the press conferences and some of the White House press briefings. So now President Trump is about to land in Detroit, and we have live coverage of that here. We're going to get that for you. So we'll bring that to you now live. And just a reminder, we will have hopefully coverage of the president speaking in Detroit if that happens within a certain time window that we have live coverage of that. But we should be bringing you that. But this is live footage of the president about to land in Detroit. We saw him depart earlier from the White House onto Marine One and then from Andrews Air Force Base on Air Force One. And yeah, this is kind of a cool shot here in Detroit. So enjoy, guys. You guys are watching Fox 5 Live. You're watching a live picture of Air Force One landing in Detroit. President Trump will make remarks at the American Center for Mobility there in Michigan. Just giving you a little background information about what I think is the automotive industry. It makes sense that he'll be in Detroit there to chat that, and we will bring you those live remarks as long as we are still on the air at that point. As we await President Trump landing in Detroit and coming out of Air Force One, check out his tweet 5 hours ago. He said, we'll be going to Detroit, Michigan, Love today for a big meeting on bringing back car production to state and U.S. Already happening. That's what he tweeted out. It looks like he's also at a rally in Nashville later tonight, so bouncing around. That's where he goes next. Let's go back to our live footage. Air Force One. And here comes President Trump on the ground in Detroit in advance of him speaking on the automotive industry. All right, guys, there you have it. That was President Trump landing in Detroit. Thanks for joining us. We're going to take you out of that. And hopefully in just a minute here, I'm going to be joined by someone else in our studio who can chat with us a little bit to close out our show in a little bit. But yeah, just tell us, we want to hear from you guys. Tell us what you think and what you're thinking about and tweeting about and chatting about. We are, of course, at Fox 5 DC. That's our handle. Fox 5 Live is the hashtag. So at any time you can totally tweet at us and yeah, tell us what you think and what's going on with you.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, come on in. Come into the show. We got a visitor. We are live.
All right.
Yes.
There's
All right,
so
grab
much
this
technology
mic.
in this building.
He loves it. Grab this mic first. I'm going to put it up. All right, this is Gary McGrady. This is who I wanted to get yesterday, but he was out in the snow. You're looking at camera 2 right here.
We're at one.
The first one over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever shown everybody this whole setup?
So Ronica came in here earlier. A couple people have seen it.
Yeah. No,
I'm doing like
like all these people that are watching, because
Yeah.
you're just seeing this little thing there.
Right.
But you should see this wall of technology that Molly has here. This is pretty impressive.
It's a lot. Thanks. Well, quickly, we're going to wrap up our show in about 10 minutes, but figured this was perfect. Gary's in-house. So
You've
you
been
were
outside, it's cold.
I was. It was so crazy, even just to walk from the metro today to here. And I was like bundled up. And I'm from New England. I'm used to the cold. Like, this should be nothing. But
I'm
like,
from Houston, so I don't.
Oh.
I've never ever gotten used to this stuff.
I bet.
I'm not a big cursor, but I curse the weather when it's like
right.
this.
Oh, I know.
Is cursor a
It
word?
makes you, yeah. I'm going to take this Chiron off because my Chirons aren't working. It makes you really just want to be inside and not do anything. But wait, quickly recap your day yesterday. You were great in the snow, even though you don't love it.
Well, first of all, I if you guys are loyal Fox 5 viewers, I've been here for 13 years now, which is awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
My kids have grown up here, and that was the first time that I can remember that I've ever gotten to go out reporting on that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that goes back, I mean, I don't even remember the last time I was actually out reporting like that.
Yeah,
so it was
115,000 people.
Oh my God.
so Chip. So that was so much fun for me, and I started my career years and years and years ago as a storm chaser. So I was actually out in it then. So, but to be able to chase snow, it was really fun.
So tell me more about that. Like a stringer chasing tornadoes?
No. My first job in television, and back in West Texas,
Yeah.
was when we would have severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. I would be out chasing them.
Got it.
And that was years ago. That was before we had all this technology. So it was literally me on a phone.
Oh my
The cell phones were like 4
Right.
pounds, and
I
and I
know.
would be on the phone literally saying, okay, this storm that we're looking at. I mean, and I would just try. It was like radio. Is really kind of what it was.
Yeah.
So being out yesterday was a blast, and
so fun.
we can do so much. I mean, from doing this for so long now, the ability to just be live and show the pictures, and people say that, right? They're like, "Oh, you tell us not to go out, but then y'all are out in it, and you're doing
that is
that."
what they say. So what do you say to that?
Well, they wouldn't know really what's going on. That's just kind of our job. I mean, it's the cliche of standing in a hurricane and we tell everybody not to come outside.
know.
But unless we do this, then people don't get the sense of it. Would they watch if we didn't do it? No, there would be nothing to see.
Right.
And people love it. And so we're safe. We're on 4-wheel drive. We don't go too fast. And then the ability just to roam around and talk to people. And I'm a huge
fun.
person on slice of life.
Yeah.
There's always a story.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own story.
Yeah.
And I think I told you before, my whole philosophy, I just let people tell their story. I don't get in the way of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you meet a lot of interesting people, and
you met some on the street yesterday. You had some great
you
great
can
fun
always
in the snow.
meet interesting people.
That was great. You were out in Frederick, right? And it wasn't
there.
as bad as we were thinking anyway.
Well, it was in some places. Like a
that's
couple
right.
of things. This is mid-March.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be inherently warm. And so we got more sleet yesterday up that way, and so that cuts down on the snow total. So instead of 8 inches some places or 10 inches some places, it was more like 4, 6, 7 inches of snow. But when you've got farther west and higher in the elevation, they got 8, 9 inches, 10 inches of snow
Mm-hmm.
where the sleet kind of didn't mix in. But it's March, and with a big storm like this, it's hard not to have warm air come in. So now I start sounding like a meteorologist. So it's
Yeah,
hard not
which
to
he
have
is.
the warm air coming into the storm.
Yeah.
It's hard to have a huge storm in March.
Well, what's cool, sidebar, is that you do know this science facts because you are a meteorologist, but yet you love that slice of life component. So you're out there chatting with people and just making sure that's right. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. You can mix
How many
it.
people are watching?
We're small to roll out right now.
Okay.
We're just on YouTube. But hi guys, if you're watching, we're Fox 5 Live. You can use the hashtag Fox 5 Live. We want to hear from you, what you're thinking, and trying to bring in as many people as we have in this newsroom just to kind of spice it up.
I think it's fun. I think it's all day long.
It's
Kinda
only
keeps it
long
going.
kind of thing. You can just click on wake up in your bed, whatever computer, YouTube it up, check out what we have going on in the studio. So
We love Molly, so Molly's here. So you gotta help Molly out.
Yeah, help me out. So quickly, what are you working on today? Anything to tease for tonight?
Well, the whole big thing today is cherry blossoms.
Oh, it is. And we chatted about that earlier a little bit with Tucker. He came on in here. He wasn't the expert, but we had the National Park Service, whatever they gave out today.
Yep.
Their official word.
What we're looking at too is we're thinking about it. They've said in the press release, and I just saw the press release, where they have actually taken some buds. They've snipped some buds off the trees.
Yeah.
And then they're taking the buds
testing 'em.
and they're going to test them. So we're trying to figure out where they are, and we're going to try and go talk to the horticulturist and see what we can see.
Cool.
And tell that story. Because you know what? People here, you're
Yeah.
from New England.
Yeah.
How long have you, I can't remember. How
But
long
I've
have you
been here 9 years, so
Okay,
I
so
know
there
the
you go.
Mid-Atlantic.
So you know that people take the blossoms, they take them personally here.
Hugely seriously. I had to learn that when coming here.
Right. We're very proud of our blossoms, and we're
Yeah.
very proud of those trees. And so Mother Nature is messing with the trees, and
Yeah.
we're going to see how we can.
So you're going to do that actually today. You're going to investigate into that.
Well, it's not like it's
a
kind
little
of
bit.
a
We're working on it.
loose investigation. It's
Okay.
kind of a neat little thing. So,
Yeah.
and I think that I'm going to go. I'll probably be standing in the cold at 5 o'clock out by the blossoms.
Oh,
just kind of
'cause it
see
is
what's.
freaking freezing.
Oh my gosh, this is actually in many ways
cold.
the bigger story, is
Yeah.
just how cold it is on
Yeah.
the backside of this big nor'easter,
Yeah.
because it is shockingly cold.
And then they pushed out the peak to, I was telling the viewers, March 19th to 22nd. That's what we're hearing officially.
yeah.
Does that mean it's kind of going to have to be a little warm then? It has to be.
Well,
Or we don't know.
it's going to
be
warm
better.
up. It's going to warm up. It's just the problem is the last few mornings have been so cold. Tucker probably went over this.
Yeah, a little.
You start getting down into the middle 20s, and the buds that
they-
have come out and are exposed,
Right.
those guys are just done.
Yeah.
And so whatever's exposed, whatever the percentage is exposed at this point, I think they're done. So we're going to have a lot less bloom this year. It's just
Okay.
not going to look so magnificent. I think
Man,
this is
that's
the only time that's
sad.
ever happened too. I
Wow.
think. Don't quote me on that.
Because sometimes I want to say there's years where they got like blown away by rain in a matter of days or a day, but maybe just not prevented to the extent that they are this year with the damage. But anyway, Gary McGrady, when are you on tonight?
I think I'm doing something at 5.
So he might be on. Well,
Maybe
he'll be
5
on
and 6. Who knows?
Check him out.
Hold on. Watch this. I think we can do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hold on. People have
Inception.
got to see this. All right. Okay. Hold on. My phone. All right. Let's.
No,
So
you got
okay.
it.
If I do a camera.
Yeah.
And then.
Oh, to show
I
the
spin it
the
around.
span of it. Wow.
Is that good? No. That won't work.
Yeah,
So if we do that.
Yeah, totally.
Can they see that now?
They can't see that.
Oh wait, no.
You're
we
looking
can't-
at it.
Yeah, that's right. So we got to spin it, and then do that. This is what it looks like.
Oh, cool. Good call. There you
Look
go.
at
It's
that.
kind of bright. You can't really see, but kind of.
I don't even know where to look.
So check out this room, guys.
Can you see how
That's
much?
awesome
And
interactive.
then, what is this board, Molly? Look
You
look
got
down
so
here.
switch your board. That's where I'm switching between
Can you see
screens.
that? I think
I should do
people
this
maybe-
every show and just show people what's up.
It's crazy.
Switchboard. I mean, it's a lot of jobs in here. This is the digital world, right?
That's exactly right. I'm amazed by this.
That's a great job.
I'm
Good
like
idea.
I'm like an old man that doesn't
Inception.
understand all this
No.
technology.
But you came in here knowing it.
And my kids have to help me with it.
Awesome. That's a great pan.
I'm surprised they even knew how to turn my iPhone on like this.
So many screens.
All right, hold on. Let's see now. All right, there we go.
I
Back.
hope we can get Gary in here more. He's around usually, depending on the story.
Yeah,
we'll get him in here to chat what he's working on for the
I
day.
love this. You know, I love this because it's like I love the going on Facebook Live and all that.
Yeah. It's
because
basically
it's just this free flow of
Yep.
whatever we're talking about,
Oh,
whatever's
yeah.
going on.
Totally. Always interested in random topics.
And you don't have to wear makeup apparently. And you don't have to worry about a tie, which I love. I just got my.
I didn't make him up before he came in. I just ran in. I was good with this. I was fine with the zip up, so.
It's the new world.
Whatever. All right, Gary, we're going to close out the show soon, so you can.
Who's coming in next?
I had a couple earlier. We had Ronica, we had Tucker. Just whoever I can grab, and you were here. So it's a free-for-all.
Hey.
Wave.
Hey. Hi, Mom. You think my mom knows what YouTube is?
I hope.
My mom's like 79 years old now.
That's awesome.
So.
Congrats.
Anyway. All right.
All right, Gary. Gary's going to
So do I just leave? Do I just take my leave?
You can leave your. Yeah, I'll
leave
bring
my
down your
microphone
mic.
here.
All right. Thanks for joining. Yeah, have a great one. We'll see you soon. I hope so. All right, guys. That was Gary McGrady speaking to us. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. We're going to slowly roll out and close out the show. We'll be here. It'll be a normal thing. Midday for you with myself, Molly Nevola. You can follow me on Twitter too, and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, everything. Fox 5 DC. We are Fox 5 Live. Let's close it out with that shot of the White House, that windy flag. You can see the wind in the flag there, the snow on the ground here in Washington, D.C. I'll close it out for you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching Fox 5 Live. I'm Molly Nevola. We'll see you guys soon. All right.